Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author Angela Calla. So pleased you could be with us. We are heard at this hour every weekend on CKNW. To reach out, very easy, Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. And to Angela, in your most recent newsletter, you point out some definite must-dos if you're interested in buying a vacation home, including a 5 and 10-year plan and who will be using or living in the home. Please expand.
Yes, all those considerations are so important, as you have to think about the security, the expenses, the longevity, the legacy aspect, the local bylaws in terms of allowable rental types, and all those considerations coming into play will help give you clarity to make sure that your purchase creates the legacy you desire.
You've purchased vacation homes in the past, Angela. What's been the most surprising aspect of owning a property that you're not necessarily that close in proximity physically to?
I would say, the obvious is security, but in today's day and age, that's easy because you just have security cameras that you access from your phone. But things do come up, and absolutely nobody is going to treat your home like you. So being very clear with your guests upon arrival on the expectations or rentals, if you are renting out the home, is very important. For me and my husband, what was most important is when we purchased our second home in the Okanagan, we do have 2 units on the property, and so one is rented full year round to local families. So we not only have the security of cameras, but we have somebody with hands on deck on site on the property to help oversee our wishes.
Okay, let's talk about financing a secondary property like a vacation home. Do you have to show a lender that you're seeking a mortgage from? Do you have to show them some revenue, or does it matter?
You have to qualify for it based on the same qualifications that you would have buying a residential property. So you have to be able to have the income to cover it, because rental is not guaranteed. And so you need to be able to have the financial ability to carry it. Obviously in a home where there's a full-time rental associated, there'll be an offset accordingly for that. And depending on the property type, the location, the zoning, the access, and how much land it is will also depend on the amount of down payment. Buying a secondary home can be done with as little as 5% down payment depending on the purchase price, but depending your personal qualifications and the property type and of course purchase price will depend on what specifics apply to you. So we always recommend doing a pre-approval. Actually, we did a good segment on this on Global News a while ago, which is on my website as well.
AngelaCalla.ca. AngelaCalla.ca. There is no fee for Angela's service. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. Angela, you deal a lot with self-employed people. The economy's been pretty difficult. There have been layoffs. I've seen mass layoffs in the real estate industry. Big developers are laying off because they simply are not building or continuing to build some of their big projects. So unemployment is a little bit on the rise, and people are still having to deal with mortgages even though they might now be self-employed. We thought we'd get a hold of a self-employed mortgage holder who went to the Angela Calla Mortgage Team to get his mortgage restructured. Barry was having some problems meeting his outside debt, and Angela restructured his mortgage, saving Barry $1,075 net dollars every month. And Barry, I understand you're a self-employed painter.
Yeah, I've been in business for about 20 years. It's BA Painting and Decorating, and you can check us out on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and we have a website, www.bapainting.ca, and we work mainly in the Lower Mainland.
Well,
doing interior and exterior painting.
yeah, you've been at it 20 years, so obviously you've got some referrals, and you've been up and running for a while. So it's
right.
it's likely you get more paint on the walls than you do yourself, having been in business that long. So that's
right.
That's just awesome. I want to talk to you a little bit. Being self-employed, were you a little apprehensive about restructuring your mortgage, being a self-employed person?
No, not really. We have done it once in the past, so remortgaging, not consolidating debts, but I'm pretty confident with Angela's experience and her team, so I wasn't too apprehensive. No.
One of the things that you were looking at about restructuring was let me get out from outside debt and let me save some money every month. And one of the reasons that this was so timely is because your wife is on maternity leave.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we and with daycare bills and her going on maternity leave, it's been kind of a ongoing roller coaster of debt piling up. So it's good timing right now for us to consolidate and just make it an easier payment per month, and we're saving about $1,100. So.
Yeah, let's look at that figure again. Angela saved you how much exactly?
Yes, we're very thrilled that the Angela Calla Mortgage Team saved us $1,100 every month.
So the Angela Calla Mortgage Team restructured your mortgage, saving you $1,075 every month. That's pretty sweet when you've got these other things going on.
Yeah, now with our money coming in, we can put a little bit aside instead of trying to chip away at the credit card debts and other bills that we have every month.
Well, that's one of the things we often hear from people who we talk to on the Mortgage Show here at CKNW, Barry, is, we want to chip down that outside debt. We want to get that burden of those ultra-high interest rates down, and that's what Angela does ever so well. She'll roll that outside debt into a restructured mortgage, so it's not like you get rid of the debt. You still have to pay it down, but you're paying at a much lower interest rate, and that's where a savings of almost $1,100 per month comes in handy. You had mentioned that your independent painting contracting business is on Facebook, or you can get a hold of yourself at 604-552-6000. It's an interesting coincidence because you saw one of Angela's posts on her Facebook page, and that kind of prompted you two to get together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw her on Facebook, and actually I've heard her on the radio because I do listen to you guys quite often, so I hear the advertisements on the radio, and I've listened to the show a few times. So, and then I saw her on Facebook, and I put two and two together, and we were thinking about it at the time, and it was perfect timing. They really make it an easy experience, and everyone over there at her office is just great and easy to work with.
Well, let's talk about the process a little bit. When you first got a hold of her, how did that process begin?
It was pretty simple. You just you fill out a form online. After a conversation on the phone, you can fill out a form online, and they just take a look at everything and kind of give you a call back if it's worth it for you to, if they can save you some money per month, and it's worth it. But a good thing to know is that, if it's not worth it for you at the time, they don't push you on it or try to get you to do it. They're very honest, so I appreciate that.
Did you have any idea that you'd be saving that amount of money, $1,075 every month?
No, it's great.
So when you burst through the door to the waiting arms of your wife, who's on maternity leave, and said, "Honey, you can't believe how much money we're saving every month by restructuring our mortgage," I mean, was there any type of a conversation like that going on?
Oh yeah, she was very happy. I mean, she was with me and during every step of the process, but she's very happy as well. It just takes a huge burden off her shoulders right now, and you're not worrying about that stuff as much as you were before you went ahead with consolidating everything.
So I can assume, I think correctly, that were you to give anybody with an existing mortgage some advice this evening on the Mortgage Show here at CKNW, that advice would be?
Call Angela. It's free. There's no obligation, and you can get an idea. And if it's worth it for you, you can save yourself a lot of money.
Well, Barry, we're so pleased that you were able to join us this evening on the show, and wish you continued success with your painting biz. You've been in biz 20 years. You can check him out on Facebook, as he mentioned earlier on in the interview. And certainly with your wife on maternity leave and moving forward, saving $1,075 every month.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And I recommend anybody to give Angela a call.
Are you, in fact, Angela, seeing more self-employed people coming into your office these days?
We see an equal number of Canadians. 7 out of 10 Canadians live paycheck to paycheck and self-employed, job to job. So we are always here to turn the tables, consolidate and conquer, get rid of that outside debt, get your money working for you, free up that money. And now, hey, Manny, Barry's saving over $1,000 a month. That's $200,000 that he can put towards qualifications for a vacation home or a bigger house to move up the property ladder, or heck, just to retire early. And so we're all about, let's turn the tables, let's consolidate and conquer, let's right size your payments and your mortgage, and let's get your money working for you so you can retire early, move up the property ladder, or build your legacy in real estate.
Debt consolidation in a restructured mortgage, courtesy of the Angela Calla Mortgage Team. There is no fee for that service. AngelaCalla.ca, Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. I want to thank Barry for joining us on the show today. And when we come back, if you are looking for a really sweet spot to purchase, we have a listing that's going to be suggested to you in one of Port Moody's most sought-after neighborhoods. And we're going to outline that when we come back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, available on Amazon. All proceeds to worthwhile causes in your community. AngelaCalla.ca is how you reach out to the radio program and to the Angela Calla Mortgage Team. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. Want to thank Barry for joining us in the first segment of the show. Barry, a self-employed painter, was running up some credit card debts, decided he didn't want to pay those usuriously high interest rates that you pay on a credit card, so he went to Angela. Angela rolled all that outside debt into a restructured mortgage, lesser interest payments, saving Barry $1,075 net dollars every month. Takes a lot of stress off a person who is self-employed, to be sure. Robert Boys from Royal LePage West Real Estate is our resident real estate expert. And Robert, I really like this listing you've got. I've actually seen it, not this particular unit, but I've seen the building in the surrounding area. It is in one of Port Moody's most sought-after neighborhoods, and you know that neighborhood probably better than anybody.
Yeah, I've lived up the hill from this for 27 years. Used to consider myself a Burnaby boy, but now I'm definitely an Anmore, Port Moody, two different communities, but I'm blessed to have experiences with both of those. But if everybody kind of knows the Rocky Point, Brewers Row area, you come out by SkyTrain in general. If you don't live in the area, we meet so many different people from around the Lower Mainland because of how spectacular this area is. Imagine being able just to take a short walk over to Rocky Point, whether it's for Brewers Row, to enjoy the beach, the restaurants, and, just the general, take your kids for a walk, your puppy for a walk, or whatever that case may be. But this unit, 1202 660 Nootka, spectacular 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 836 square feet. Once again, 12th floor, not too far up. Within the building, of course, you have secure parking and storage. You have your own gym, but Manny, if you recall, I believe you came to my son's first birthday at the Canoe Club. And this is a spectacular local little community center, basically, for everybody within these complex. Outdoor pool, massive hot tub, an outdoor lounge area with a couple barbecues. Inside is one of the nicest community buildings that I've ever seen, including kitchen. There is a basketball court gym. There is a fitness gym. There is a yoga studio. There are meeting rooms. There is movie theater. You got to book that and secure that to make sure you take care of it. There is a games room, all available. The strata fees are very, very reasonable. What I love about this unit, and the bedrooms are on opposite sides, so you could buy it with, your brother, your sister, a partner, and you and I have talked about partnership agreements. Always know how you're going to exit that partnership agreement, but this would be an amazing opportunity for somebody. 836 square feet, right down Port Moody, at the bottom of the hill by Brewers Row, and the ask is $729,000.
I like the fact that the bedrooms are on opposite sides. My mother, dearly departed, in her condo, she had bedrooms on either side. So you walk down one aisle, there's a bedroom, and you walk across another aisle to the exact opposite end of the condo, and there's the other bedroom. So when you suggest that you might be living, say, with a brother, a sister, a mother, father, whatever, and you want your privacy, those separate bedrooms down different hallways, just ideal. Now, yeah, you remember I was there for your son's first birthday, and the thing that struck out, and one of the things that I remember, in addition to the fact that the amenities in this particular unit and this, this complex, just outstanding, was the amount of parking. Like, there was no parking issue.
Yeah, you know what? We've had a couple of family events there because, of course, we live in the area as well as an investment, and my in-laws now live in the area. And, you can have 20, 30 people over and generally no parking issues. And, of course, it's a really short walk to the Evergreen SkyTrain station. There's a number of stations. There's this one on Ioko. There's a Moody Center. West Coast Express runs right through that area. There's no noise. That's probably what some people are thinking. Oh, lots of SkyTrain traffic for the specific unit 1202, but there's not. There's very, very minimal. They've done a great job of developing out, the train transportation infrastructure. If you are someone who has to use your vehicle, my favorite route is down the Barnett. There's an HOV lane if you've got, if you're a commuter, more than one person, or you got an electric vehicle. So, Port Moody offers really some of the best lifestyles Metro Vancouver has. Top of the hill is Sassamat Lake, Bunsen Lake, Belcarra National Park. There's some incredible mountain biking trails, hiking and walking trails. But whether you need to drive or transit, this area has you covered.
Robert Boys from Royal LePage West Real Estate. RobBoys.com is how you reach out. RobBoys.com, ROBBOIES.com. Robert, in the minute or so we've got left, can we just touch on this great new app you've got going for landlords and tenants, rented123.com?
For sure. I set out a couple of years ago, Manny, to make the providing of rental housing and being tenant more secure, more predictable, and more rewarding. And we've done that with Rented123, the best security apparatus for the exchange of the rental process, the background checks. We do ID verifications. As a tenant, you can get yourself fully certified with PDFs when you appear to any rental process, rental application. You like that unit, you can have PDFs ready to go where you verified your ID. 210 countries around the world, every piece of ID, passport, driver's license, state or province IDs. You get a credit score, and you get a very in-depth background check, or intelligent background check. That PDF will help you get in anywhere. If you are a do-it-yourself landlord, you can go to Rented123, vet your own tenant, get access to all those tools. We do end-to-end property management. One of the best values values that we have out there is our silver membership, where we now report tenants' on-time rent payments, which is going to drive up your credit profile with the credit agencies. It's done through a secure link. It's $10 a month, Manny. First 2 months are free. Works out to about, $9 a month, and you're going to build out your credit score. If you've got an adult child still at home paying you a little bit of rent, we can report that through a secure link, build their credit profile, enable them to get out on their own, lower cost of borrowing, just a great advantage. We do not have to manage the property. It can be any tenant in any property. You can split it among spouses, roommates, whatever that rent is, $2,000 a month. We can report $1,000 each. Each person would need a membership. Gives you access to our financial influencer marketplace. We get discounts on products and services. You get access to financial influencers to help you along the way to do savings and investment accounts. And once again, discounts on all kinds of products and services that you need for your house. Rented123.com, silver membership. Check it out.
Robert Boys, our resident real estate expert from Royal LePage West Real Estate. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. Back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, Angela Calla. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. There is no fee for Angela's service. Angela, in the first segment of the show, we spoke with one of your clients, Barry, a self-employed painter, was running up some outside debt, tons of stress being self-employed, decided to take some action, got a hold of you. You restructured that outside debt into a new mortgage, thus he paid lesser interest, and he was saving himself about $1,075 net every month. Is that about average, or how do we calculate for the person listening to the show today how much they might save?
Well, Manny, for someone who's making a $300 a month payment on an outside debt, that could be, upwards of $50,000 as an example. We can reduce that to, at least half of that. So basically, we consolidate and conquer all day, every day, and we take the average family and save them between $500 and $2,000 a month without them selling, without them working overtime or getting a side hustle, just rearranging their existing mortgage and debts, improving their credit score, and giving them their life back to design with their money not going to unnecessary interest. And that helps protect them in the event of unemployment or unexpected expenses or issues that can arise in life.
Yeah, I don't think there's a one of us who is not concerned about where this economy is going, at least in the short term. And there have been layoffs. We mentioned that in the first segment of the show in the real estate and development industry in particular. But as AI takes over and robotics take over, we're becoming more and more dispensable, I'm afraid. And so when you can save the average family by restructuring their mortgage, rolling outside debt into a new mortgage at no charge, and saving between $500 and $2,000 net dollars every month. That's straight into your jeans. That's the average. We encourage you to get your mortgage over to Angela, along with those outside debts. Have her have a look at it, and she'll get back to you to see if it all works. The other way that a lot of people can save some money is by the Angela Calla Mortgage Team doing what is called a rate drop check. So you apply for a mortgage, you get a mortgage, and then the 11th hour arrives and you're ready to sign away. And Angela and her team are checking those rates every hour to make sure that you've got absolutely the best deal. And in fact, it was a rate drop check that saved Amber $1,825. And both Angela and I caught up with Amber. And Amber, what first took you to the Angela Calla Mortgage Team?
Well, I was talking with my mom's home care nurse, and she mentioned the team, Angela Calla team. She's like, she's great. You should contact her. And at that point, I had already talked to a mortgage broker, and she's like, well, I've known her to save a lot of people money, even like right before the approvals and stuff like that. So I saw her book online and stuff too, so I looked into that and then gave them a call.
Oh, that's fantastic. The Mortgage Code by Angela Calla. We often talk about it on the show. Did you pick up anything from the book that you found beneficial for you, or did it just confirm what you already knew, that you had to reach out and get a hold of Angela?
It definitely confirmed a lot. It was funny because one thing that stood out was going for a second opinion. I was kind of worried that it looked kind of fishy because I had already spoken to a mortgage broker, and then that was actually one of the questions that Angela asked me. That she had kind of said, "Oh, well, I see that you've already looked into a mortgage, so why the second opinion?" And so I was like, "Oh, just because I was told it was best to get a second opinion." But I didn't. What I learned was like there's what the banks might offer you, and then going to a mortgage broker, they might have something better for you. So that's where the second opinion is a good idea.
Well, it certainly worked out for you. What was your status when you went to Angela? What exactly were you looking for? What sort of life changes had you been going through that you required some help from the Angela Calla Mortgage Team?
Well, I had been through a divorce, and so I had moved home with my parents, and they were allowing me to save money for a down payment and such. And at that point, I was actually in no hurry at all to buy a place, just because, I was comfortably at my parents' home in my own suite. And but I just wanted to see what was out there for real estate and see what I could actually be approved for, because being on single income and having a little bit of a down payment and then I was paid out by my ex-husband, so that was helpful. But that's what inspired me, was just to see what I could play around with for in the housing market. And then I found this one house that now I'm currently in, and I fell in love with it. I was like, okay, well, I got to see if I'm approved for that, even, because it's in the lower range of the market, but in my higher price range for single income. So that's what kind of made me jump on this.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it was actually your first home.
My first home by myself, yes. I owned a home with my ex-husband, but first time on my own.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you describe it as a sort of a dream home. Are you all settled in now and things running smoothly?
Oh, yes. I am in love with this place. It's perfect. It's just not, it's not outside my means. It's exactly what I need. And I have a dog, and it's perfect. My neighborhood is amazing. I couldn't have asked for nicer neighbors. I just feel cared for here. It's crazy. I couldn't have expected it to go this perfect.
Well, those of us who are looking for a great neighborhood, mind telling us what neighborhood it is?
Well, yeah, it's called Vedder River Trails in Chilliwack, and it's a complex that, I've lived in Chilliwack most of my life, and I've driven past it and never even knew it was in here. It's on a main road in Vedder, and you can drive past it and not even know it exists. It's just kind of in the business areas and stuff like that, which maybe doesn't sound ideal, but it's close to everything that I love. So there's a knitting store in walking distance, Starbucks. There's a grocery store and a liquor store all in walking distance from here. It's a pretty great area.
Oh, that is fantastic. And so the ability to be able to walk to these various places, I mean, that just makes all the difference in the world. It really does, because we're operating in a sort of a different reality now, where a lot of times we're working at the spur of the moment, and I need a coffee or I need a bottle of wine, and it's all within walking distance. I guess one of the great benefits that you realize by dealing with Angela's team, they checked at the last minute for a rate drop, and sure enough, there was a rate drop, and that saved you a substantial amount of money. How much money was it that you saved?
So I saved $1,825, and that was actually quite shocking when it was pretty much the day before I was signing everything, and they're like, oh, by the way, oh, we saved you more money, and it was quite nice to hear.
It's like winning a lottery, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, it's found money. It's money that Angela and her team were looking for right at the last minute and checked at the last minute to see if there was a better rate for you. And sure enough, at that 11th hour before you signed, there was that extra $1,825 to put into savings.
Yes, it's especially when you're on a single income, like anything extra really helps. So it was, like I said, it was really nice to see.
So the experience overall on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely fabulous, how would you rate the experience with the Angela Calla Mortgage Team?
Without a doubt, a 10. I've never felt so taken care of, like, by a company before, where, like, this is something very new to me. I mean, I dealt with it with my ex-husband, but he did a lot of the paperwork, which I respect him for that. But going into this not understanding, terms and all of this stuff, I felt guided the whole time by the team, and I was so grateful for them. And like I had said at some point, that, like, it felt like I was the only one they were working with, just because of the amount of attention they gave to me when I had questions and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so without a doubt, my experience was a 10.
Well, the Angela Calla Mortgage Team is so well known for embracing the folks that come in to see them for some help, and you realize that as well. And one of the great things, I guess, Amber, is that you've got the team behind you moving forward. So anything that comes along better in terms of a mortgage, they'll alert you and hopefully save you some more money down the road.
Yes, yeah.
Amber, from the moment you contacted our office and we got to learn about your life stage and your goals, our passion to be able to help you was consistent from every single person on our team. And we were all so thrilled to be a part of your positive journey. And you are just such a wonderful person. So we were just so grateful to contribute to that and help you through that next stage. And we truly are so excited to have you as a part of our mortgage family. And we really are so excited for everything ahead for you. So just thank you so much for being you. It's an absolute pleasure to help you.
Oh, thank you, Angela. Thank you very much.
Well, she did the right thing, Angela. Amber mentioned in our quick chat that she sought out a second opinion, and that second opinion was with you.
Yes, Manny, we are so intelligent, all of us. When you listen to your instincts tell you, am I doing something that's right? Does this feel good? And so when you're talking to someone regarding a mortgage and you're not getting that feeling that you're going to be taken care of and that the person on the other side has the ability to see things through from beginning to end, that's when you should obviously reach out and go elsewhere. And as a result, you get to see the benefits. Amber got to see the benefits of the ongoing consultation, the unbiased advice, which gives you the power of choice, and then the continual reinforcement, because we don't have any allegiance to any particular lender. If anything better comes out that suits your profile, of course, we're making that switch for you. And as a result, saving over $1,000 just before closing is incredibly helpful when you're buying a new home, because there's always furniture or something that comes up, or, obviously any money saved is better in your pocket than anyone else's. And some people don't understand, if you haven't used a mortgage broker before, that the service is free and that they are unbiased. So they're looking at the pros and cons of each in alignment with your financial goals and looking at how you can save the most amount of money. There's not a sales aspect. Whereas if you go to any institution on your own, they are there to sell their product, and they're not in a position to tell you how it differs from other options that are out there.
Well, when you talk about no charge for the service, people say, well, how is that possible? You're doing all this work. It's very, very simple. Angela and other mortgage brokers are paid ultimately by the financial institution where the mortgage is finally placed. They're not biased towards any financial institution. They'll go where your best deal is to be had. But as a way of thanking that, the mortgage broker for that business, that mortgage broker is paid a fee. So you don't pay anything for the service. AngelaCalla.ca. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. Back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, available on Amazon, Angela Calla, AngelaCalla.ca. We mentioned in the last segment of the show that a person who gets their mortgage restructured, rolling outside debt into a new mortgage, thus paying a lesser interest rate, thus saving money, that the average saving is between $500 and $2,000 net every month. That's how much you're going to save. Now, we thought we'd catch up with someone who was kind of in the middle at $1,266.36 a month, so $1,266 net every month. And that would be Gerard. Gerard, welcome to the show. Really like that figure, $1,266.36 per month. How did you first get a hold of Angela and her team?
I kind of heard about it a few years ago, and I don't know where I saw it, TV or radio. I heard about it, and just filed it away. And then just this year, just happened to find it somewhere on one of my bookmarks on my browser.
And you decided, hey, maybe I can save a little money every month by having Angela restructure my mortgage.
That's right. We're looking at a particular way to pay down some of our high debt credit cards, and we want to take advantage of the equity in our home. So they were the first ones I thought of, and I said, well, yeah, they sound like a good team to contact and help us out. So yeah, it's great.
And how did you find the process from start to finish, from the moment you first got a hold of Angela and her team to the time that you realized that this restructured mortgage was going to save you a ton of money? How did you find that entire process?
It was pretty straightforward. It was, just they required just a few, fill out an online form, ask a few questions, clarify a few things. We came in for one meeting, and after that it was pretty straightforward. There's no real hiccups with gathering the info that was needed, and as soon as we were pre-approved, it was pretty quick, actually. So we got notice pretty quickly, so it was nice to hear.
And if you were to compare this experience with previous experiences attempting to get a mortgage, tell us about that comparison.
There was actually, again, it was a pretty straightforward, pretty easy process. This was our second time having to do our mortgage and check into it. And so the first time, obviously, it's pretty daunting, setting up our first mortgage. And so having to reassess and to remortgage was seemed a little easier, and we kind of knew what we were doing. So yeah, this was definitely easier for us to go through.
Well, my favorite part, anytime I speak with people who have dealt with Angela and her team and saved money by restructuring their mortgage, my favorite part of the interview always, Gerard, is how much did you save?
Well, the Angela Calla Mortgage Team saved us $1,266.36 a month. So that was huge. That was amazing.
And when you talk about that saving of over $1,266 net every month, that obviously is going to change some part of your life.
Yeah, for sure. Well, firstly, it allows us or frees us, relieves us of the stress of having to worry about, again, where money was going, and in terms of the high interest debt that we had. And so locking in and getting in a good rate was amazing. So and that really helped us to feel more free to do what we need to do.
Well, Gerard, the other great thing about getting in touch with Angela and having her and her team restructure your mortgage, saving you this money, you're now part of that team. In other words, you have got a mortgage plan moving forward that Angela will take care of.
That's correct, yeah. And we love that support and the availability to contact after we set this up initially. And they've always been open for us to contact them if there's any needs or concerns to address from now forward. So it's great support to have.
Really pleased for you and your family. Gerard, what advice would you give others who might be listening to the show this evening when it comes to their mortgage? What advice would you have for them?
Yeah, I think it's a really good chance to people should take a look at their finances and review that and see how maybe a remortgage or refinancing can help them, especially if they want to, pay down some high interest debt, because it's a huge burden off of us to take care of those situations and help our family with certain other needs and things that we need to take care of. So for sure.
Well, your mortgage professional is sitting next to me, and she wants to say hello and thank you.
Yes, I just really want to thank you and your wife, and I know that I speak on behalf of my entire team when I say that it was an absolute pleasure to help you both, and we look forward to helping you for the years to come. So thank you for reaching out to us, and you can count on our support always.
Thank you.
Boy, when he talks about that saving relieving a lot of stress, Angela, he meant it.
Yes, he did. And we all have stress in life. And what inspires me and has continued to inspire me for over 2 decades is being able to so simply change someone's life just by changing their mortgage. We all go through life working so hard, paying a mortgage, and life happens. We have debt outside of our mortgage, and it really holds us back from designing that plan on how do I retire? How do I reduce my stress? How do I get things working for me? How do I work smarter and not harder? How do I move up the property ladder? How do I get that legacy property for recreation in my family that can be there for generations? And Manny, day in and day out, the savings are different, but the goal is always the same. It is get rid of that debt, consolidate and conquer. Let's redo your mortgage, get it working for you, and then you design the kind of life that you want to live as a result. And you protect yourself from things that you can't control. We can't control what's happening around the world, but we can control our mortgage and debts and make sure it's working for us most effectively. So saving $1,000, $1,300, $3,900, $500, $1,000, that is all day, every day, and that's what inspires us with every call, every email, is how many lives can we positively impact, and then learn along the way how it helps you design the life you dream.
In the 30 seconds or so we've got left, Angela, how easy is that process?
It's very easy. All you do is give us a phone call or send us an email. We have a quick conversation to determine what we're going to need from you to evaluate it. You must send us all the documents that we ask for in order to help you. And once we get those, we say, hey, we can do this, or hey, you got to stay put for now and we can review it later. As simple as that.
Again, the average saving by restructuring your mortgage, between $500 and $2,000 net dollars. In Gerard's case, a cool $1,266 net dollars every month. Oh, and 36 cents. Every penny counts, doesn't it? And it's a really easy process, as Angela points out. And hopefully you'll be able to save, hundreds, if not thousands every month. It is that simple. And again, there is no fee for Angela's service. You have been listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. We'll see you next time.